Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing? I hope you are all right. So as the UK continues to tighten its borders to immigrants by introducing new policies and new rules, I just think that it is wise for anyone who is serious about traveling abroad with their family to start exploring different options. So over the next couple of weeks, we are going to be exploring these options together. So if you are new to this channel, or maybe you've been watching my videos and you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop these videos. And if you are seeing my face for the first time, hello, my name is Scholastica, and on this channel I talk about how to travel abroad without spending money on travel agents. So if that is something that you are interested in, then please subscribe as well. Subscribing to this channel is free of charge. It will only cost you 1 second to click the subscribe button below. So guys, without wasting much time, let's get to the purpose of this video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 5 different countries that allows international students to travel with their dependents when they enroll in a full-time program. Now, these countries have specific requirements and eligibility criteria, so I will advise you to do your own research before you start applying. This video is just a guide to point you in the right direction. Now, let's get to the meat of this video. So to make things easy, I'm going to talk about the eligibility criteria. Most of these countries are similar, so the eligibility criteria for almost all of them is going to be similar as well. So instead of listing one country and then talking about the criteria, that is going to prolong the video. I just feel I should talk about the eligibility criteria first and then list the countries, then we can expand more later. So let's start with the eligibility requirement. Now, first of all, and the most important, you need to have a study permit. So you have to first of all apply to the program, get your admission, apply for a study permit, and there are 2 countries out of these 5 countries I'm going to be listing that actually require you to be legally resident in the country for at least 18 months before you can now invite your family over, but we're going to talk about that later. Now, another eligibility criteria for you to meet is the proof of funds. All of these countries I'm going to be talking about, we expect you to have enough money to pay for your school fees and to pay for your living expenses. Now, as this video progresses, we're also going to be looking at the estimated living expenses for each of these countries that we're going to be listing, so keep on watching this video. Now, apart from that, you also need to show that you have health insurance to cover yourself and for every member of the family that will be traveling with you. Now, that aside, the next one is to have safe accommodation for both you and your family. Now, this part is very tricky because if you are not in the country yet, it can be hard for you to get accommodation. That is why some of these countries actually require you to get your visa, move to the country first, sort out your accommodation, be settled, and then you can now invite your family to come and be with you. And the visa that you are going to apply for is going to be family reunion visa. So that is, you are inviting them to come and join you in whatever country you decide to go to. Now, that aside, you also have to show proof of ties to your family that you are inviting over. So that is your marriage certificate, birth certificate, pictures, anything to actually show that you are in a genuine relationship with these people that you are claiming to be your family. Now, most of these countries don't really require you to meet a language requirement per se, but if you have a bit of knowledge or if you are open to learning the language, it will be easier for you to adapt. So even though you don't have to pass a language test for you to get the visa, it's going to make your life easier if you can understand the language, and even better if you can speak the language. But I know this is going to be hard, so if you are thinking of moving to any of these countries, I'll say start learning, start practicing as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and list these countries. Now, I don't want these videos to be too long, so I'm not going to say too much about each country. So I'm just going to be telling you the estimated cost of living for the student, and then if you are traveling with your spouse and 1 child, so do your own calculation and then know how much you need to have as savings before you can apply for the visa. So let's start with the first country on my list, which is Germany. Don't worry about this, guys. I'm going to leave this information on the screen as well. So the first country is Germany, and for the students alone, you need to have at least 992 I almost said pounds now because I'm in the UK. Most of these currencies are in euros, guys. So this is the average cost of living per month. So for Germany, you need to have 992 euro for the student alone, and if you are traveling with your spouse and 1 child, you need to have between 1,700 euro to 2,200 euro. Now, the next country on my list is France. For the student alone, you need 800 to 1,200 euro. And if you are traveling with your spouse and child, you need 1,800 to 2,500 euro. So the third country on my list is Ireland. And for Ireland, you need at least 1,200 euros per month for the student alone, and 2,200 euros to 2,800 euros if you are going with your spouse and one child. Now the next country on my list is New Zealand. I love New Zealand. So New Zealand is the only one that is using New Zealand dollars. Now New Zealand, for the student alone, you need like 1,250 New Zealand dollars to $1,500 per month. Now if you are going with your spouse and one child, that is 2,500 New Zealand dollars to $3,500. And the last but not the least is Finland. Finland is like the cheapest out of all of them. So for the student alone, you need about 700 to 1,200 euros. And if you are going to be going with your spouse and one child, it's going to be 1,800 to 2,400 euros. Now, if you go and browse more about these countries, you see that there are some countries that will give you free tuition. There are some countries that will allow your children to go to school free of charge. So like I said before, this video is just a guide. I don't want to go into too much detail. So do your own research. Pick each country and then research more about. There are some countries that will allow you attend their public school free of charge. There are some countries that have very low tuition. There are some countries that you only have to pay for your books and other materials that you need for the duration of your program. And also there are some countries among this list as well that will allow your children to go to school free of charge. So do your own research as well. Now let's go on. So which countries out of these 5 countries will allow you to travel with your dependents the same time, and which countries will say, oh, move to the country first, settle down first, and then apply for a family reunion visa for your family to come and join you. Now again, I'm going to put this information on the screen. So countries that allow joint application, that is the student and the family to apply and travel together, it's number 1, New Zealand. So the type of visa that you are going to apply for is the partner and dependent child visa, and again, you must show strong proof of funds for this visa to be approved. And the next one is Finland. So with Finland, you need to apply for a residence permit for your family member, and you must also show that you have enough income to cover your family members that will be traveling with you. Now another country that allows you to travel with your dependents at the same time is Ireland, and this is for just masters and PhD. So the visa that you are going to apply for is the joint family D visa, and for this one there is special criteria. So the student must be in a level 9+ course before you can carry your family along with you to Ireland. That is almost like the UK actually, now that the UK is saying that, oh, you must be studying a postgraduate research program for you to actually bring your family. It's close, it's not as strict as the UK, but they have this clause as well. Now after telling you guys the countries that allows you to travel together, you should be able to like guess the countries that does not allow you to travel together. But if you are yet to guess it, then I'm going to let you know as well. So these 2 countries are those that prefer the students to travel alone first, settle down, like know your community, get a part-time job, start attending school, get good accommodation before you can now apply for your family to come and join you. Now the first country on my list is Germany, and of course the student applies first, and how do you say this one? Family reunification. Reunification is a separate process after arrival. Guys, don't laugh at me. Now the next country is France, and spouse and children have to apply for visitor visas after the student settles in. Now if you are thinking of moving to one of these countries with your family, now the first thing you should consider is that you are going to be having limited income, because remember you are on a student visa, and most of the time student visas actually have limited time that you can work. So let's say you are going to be working like 20 hours a week, or maybe part-time. That part-time job might not pay you enough to actually cater for yourself, pay your tuition, and also cater for your family. So that's something you should have at the back of your mind, unless you have a lot of savings. So that's why I'm saying you should plan a lot before you actually make this move. Now another thing for you to consider is that because of the language barrier, it might be hard for your spouse to actually get a job. The thing is that when you go and apply for a job, maybe you might actually be qualified for the job, but then they might Now, I don't know if I should say this, but let me just say this, okay? They might actually prefer someone that can speak the language and can interact freely with their customers than you that is just like speaking English and does not really understand the language. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So even though there is no specific requirement that, oh, you must pass a language test for you to get the visa, it might be hard for your spouse to actually get a job, putting into consideration that your spouse might not be able to communicate fluently in the way that the employer wants. Now, that is one thing you should think about as well before moving your family over. Now, another thing for you to consider is that it might be hard for you to actually juggle your family responsibilities and student life, because let's face it, there are going to be distractions, especially if you have like small children around, like 2 years, 3 years, toddlers, or if your wife just even has a newborn baby. Your mind is going to be divided. Like, you are going to be struggling to keep up with your schoolwork, you have to work part-time as well to cater to your family, and you also have to be present physically and mentally and emotionally as well to actually support your family. So just think very well before you actually make this decision, because it might not be as easy as it sounds and you might struggle as well. Now, if you've watched this video to this point and you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video and share this video so that YouTube can promote this video to other people that might benefit from it. And again, don't leave without subscribing. Subscribing to this channel is free of charge, so hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop more videos like this. And until next time, stay fabulous. I love you guys. Bye.